The NBA playoffs are heating up, and so is the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. With same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down.
Oh boy, the playoffs have gotten fun. The Nuggets-Timberwolves series is crazy, and we are locked in to see who comes out of Mavericks Thunder as well. And if you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. That's code JENKINS Jenkins for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Welcome to Jenkins Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. Hi, baby Somi. It's Wednesday, May 8th, and we're talking about the Knicks 130-121 win over the Pacers that just wrapped up. We're going to talk about where Jalen Brunson is in the all-time Jalen rankings. We're going to talk about the NBA awards. We're going to talk about RFK's brain worms. I assume we're going to talk a little Drake Kendrick as well. We got lots of good stuff to talk about tonight. As always, Jenkins Jonez, hosted by LaJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's that, Bubba's had to say,
Daddy of the year, girl. Baby.
I can't put her to sleep, because of with y'all, so I had to at least give her a little kitty, you know what I'm saying?
Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, have a good.
I'm Guardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
And we're produced as always by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon. Jackson, thanks for making time for us tonight. Appreciate you.
What's up? I'm back.
Always appreciate you squeezing us in, Josh.
Always a pleasure. Decided to pull up and fuck with us.
Happy to be here. Glad I got invited back. I thought I might have been scratched off the list there for a second.
Josh did a great job with his Dookie Butt of the Week too. I'll be honest with you. He really stepped in.
Josh always does a great job.
Okay, Knicks-Pacers. Knicks go up 2-0. This has got to be one of those ones as a Pacers fan. I think as Lakers fans, we wore a couple of these against the Nuggets where Pacers fans had to feel like this was the one that they had to get. Their star players on the bench for the whole second quarter. You have a lead coming into the second half, and you just got offensive rebounded to death by the New York Knicks. How hopeless is this for the Pacers? How big of a win is this for the Knicks?
I want to say I've been enjoying the series a bit more than I thought I would.
Same.
I thought there was potential here for good. For the series to be good, and it hasn't really disappointed these first two games. But back to what you said, Mike. Like, if you're a Pacers fan, of course, we had the crazy calls game one and then game two. Like, if you tell me before this game starts, Jalen is going to miss a whole quarter, OG is going to miss a whole quarter, I would expect that Indiana wins that. And OG went crazy, had 28, through three quarters, missed the whole fourth quarter. But Jalen Brunson and, those boys, man, they're tough, bro. Like, look, like I told y'all before, after the OG trade, I thought that the Knicks were good enough to win the East, and then Randall went out and I was like, okay, I think I'm out on that. But I don't know. I think even this squad right now, bro, if they can just stay somewhat healthy and not banged up going into the Eastern Conference Finals, man, who knows, dog?
I think I trust them better to win these closer games than the Celtics. I think the Celtics tend to shit on themselves a little bit. We've seen in the playoffs at least, in closer games, so I trust that. But I do think the Celtics is a better team. But I mean, if you're a Pacers fan, are you truly mad? You got to see that y'all aren't ready. You just like Haliburton is too. He doesn't have that dog in him yet. We're like, give me the fucking ball. We're going to win or lose on me. You know what I'm saying?
He was 7 of 11 from three tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
30-something points.
Yeah. But he had 22 in the first half, and there's a part in the third quarter when the dude was
They're looking at him.
Yeah, like, why are you not shooting? And also, he had a layup at one point and still passed it off. I'm like, Haliburton. Like, they need the ball. The team is better when the best player has the ball in their hands. It's for every NBA team. You know what I mean? Finish that. You know what I mean? You're the guy. And I think he hasn't necessarily, figured that out all the way. And so, like, and also I just think the Knicks are just tougher at this point. They're just tougher. They got that dog in them. Jalen out there hobbling, still getting buckets, still got the ball in his hand, pushing the issue, pressing. You feel me? I just feel like if you're a Pacers fan, you have to see that. I mean, I'm asking a sports fan to be reasonable. I've never been fucking reasonable,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't look at the Pacers and I'm like, y'all are blowing it. I'm like, y'all just not necessarily ready yet. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of feel.
I can see that for sure. There's not a lot of more demoralizing ways to lose a basketball game than not boxing out, than like
sure.
just getting offensive boarded to death. And it's like the fourth quarter. It's like Tibbs drops some. It's like Sharks where you drop some chum in the water. Like they just move in a different way. They're so aggressive getting offensive boards, and it was like it just kind of felt like almost like a high school game or so. It was like it just felt like there was nothing the Pacers could do. It was just like Hartenstein's going to get 4 offensive rebounds on this possession, and it doesn't fucking matter who you throw at him. He's just going to jump over him and get the board.
Is this Hartenstein's MO? Is this who he is? You know, is this how he normally plays? I haven't watched a ton of Knicks basketball, but I've been surprised. And fucking White Dante, I've always like been a fan since I saw him in the Villanova championship. But like, bro, that motherfucker's a dog. When they need a big shot and it leaves his hands, you know that motherfucker cash.
Facts.
White Dante, I know you.
And DiVincenzo.
They got the jersey yet, my boy. You feel me? Fuck it. I know it's Knicks, but come on, man. For the culture, you feel me?
I wear a Knicks DiVincenzo jersey. Fuck
come
yeah.
on, man. That shit'll go crazy.
You get shit. I got a DiMaggio jersey. You know, I got a DiMaggio Yankees jersey. It's just like there's some Italian thing you just have to show up for it. You know what I mean? Let's talk. I want to talk about Jalen Brunson. That second quarter, he's out. It was really weird. I mean, I know we're recording right after the game. We don't really know what happened, but it looked like he got hit in the nuts or something. Like he was grabbing at his upper groin. Yeah. And then he comes out and he came back in. They said it was a right foot injury. Obviously, he was able to play through it today. We really don't know what that is ultimately going to be or turn out to be, though, because we don't know what the injury is. But I just think there's something, it's unique to sports that an entire city, and in New York's case, it's millions of people, is praying for your health. Like that is like Greek champion, like that's like Achilles shit. Like that does not happen to earthly people. You know what I mean? And I feel like that puts you at another level, like in your own pantheon, where you had millions of people praying for your health, and then you returned to lead your team to a win. I don't know. That's like, it's one of those things that starts putting people in a different category. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I don't know. We don't have to talk about if we believe in the power of prayer. But like, I just can't imagine. He comes back out, the fans go absolutely fucking apeshit. And again, you just feel like it's a special moment. And because it's New York, it's a special moment on the biggest stage possible too.
Yeah, you know, like shades of Willis Reed and shit. And it's just something that Jalen Brunson is just adding to his resume, like of being an all-time beloved Knick. You know what I mean? The kid is tough as shit, man. And that's like what's most endearing about him and what wins those fans over. He lays it all out there, bro. That's what they love the most about him. He plays New York basketball. He's 6'2" and he's fucking fearless and he's tough. You know what I mean? He is your prototypical fucking New York Knick.
And they look like they're gonna get smoked. That second quarter, that thing they went in a half, like what, down a little over 10 or some. Jalen comes in, and it looks like a total different team, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was still kind of cold and was hobbling a little bit before he got warm and started getting buckets. And just him being in the game made that team better. You feel me? So there's something special about him within the city, but also that team just. I mean, that's that coach. He's a coach's son. You know, he's gonna find ways to make the team better, even if he's unhealthy or can't do what he normally does. You know what I mean? He'll figure it out.
I mean, I do think that's sort of Josh expressed as a Knicks fan how much confidence he has in the Knicks against the Pacers. Obviously, he's been proven correct thus far. I do think the concern with the Knicks is the concern with all of Tom Thibodeau's team, which is just you have Josh Hart played 48 minutes tonight. You had, I think there were 2 other starters in 40 minutes. Jalen Brunson missed an entire quarter of the game and still played 32 minutes tonight, injured. So that is always going to be the concern because there just is the chance. And I don't think it's going to happen to this Knicks team. I mean, they're all in great shape. They all look great in the fourth quarter. Like they're winning all the hustle shit in the fourth quarter. Right. But that is just always going to be the concern is, can you keep the gas pedal all the way down minutes wise? I mean, like I said, their star player missed a whole quarter of the game today. They had 2 players off the bench effectively. One played 28 minutes, one played 20. It's just such a short rotation. There's so many minutes for the starters. And that to me is ultimately, it's just the only thing about the Knicks that still worries me, because otherwise it does look like they get through this series easily. And then it'll be an interesting matchup with the Celtics, obviously.
One of my favorite memes ever is that one from Breaking Bad where Jesse Pinkman is like, he can't keep getting away with this, right? And I feel like that's how I feel about Jalen Brunson, first of all, in the fourth quarter. Like, how does he do it? He just gets clutch bucket after clutch bucket at 6'2". It's insane. And to your point, Mike, I kind of feel like the Knicks team is a little bit of like, they can't keep getting away with this. How is Josh Hart playing 48 minutes every night?
He played the full
how
game
is this
last
possible?
game too, didn't he?
How is it possible? Like, I don't know. I mean, when was the last time we saw an important physical, like energy-based player,
the punter,
play 48 minutes a game?
Yeah.
Consistently.
I mean, if you look at the minutes that OG has recently tallied, we can start back at let me see, game April 28th versus Philly. He played 47 minutes that game. April 30th versus Philly, he played 50 minutes that game. That game they went to OT. May 2nd against Philly, he played 45 minutes. Game 1 versus Indiana, he played 42 minutes, and then he played 28 minutes and 3 quarters tonight. Like, I mean, granted, yes, the rotations are short, but I mean, that guy on the sidelines, he doesn't have a reputation that grants him the benefit of the doubt here either, you know, so.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. They're so much fun to watch, especially in the Garden. I love I'm just such a fan of the fuck you Reggie chants that we get whenever Reggie Miller's in the Garden. Y'all heard that tonight?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, 2 minutes left in the game, could be celebrating going up 2-0. Game looks good, and you have the whole Garden going, fuck you, Reggie.
That's real hate, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's real petty. We be pretending, nigga. You feel me? That's that Kendrick Drake hate, nigga. That's forever, brother. I'll see you in the next life. You change your name, nigga. Fuck that nigga too.
30 years of hatred right there. That shit goes back to 1993 out this motherfucker. You know?
I get it too, though. I get it though. He earned that hate. You feel me? He got to revel in that. You know what I mean? That's respect, actually, in that situation.
It's so funny because the TNT producers have clearly made the decision either at their own behest or because of Reggie's request. Like, they're clearly not making a big deal out of it, but it's like, I just want a live reaction shot of his face every time they start chanting, because it's such a weird thing to be a broadcaster paying attention to the game and then have 25,000 people chanting "fuck you" right behind you.
Honestly, if I was Reggie Miller, I'd probably smile.
Yeah.
They remember
he probably
me.
Is.
He's one of those dudes that we don't talk about Reggie like we should probably talk about Reggie.
Shea does. Shea Serrano does.
Okay,
but for sure.
I'm saying we don't. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to shoot a two. I mean, he can hoop. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. But the Knicks remember. So I would love this. You know what I'm saying? I'm stamped here, nigga. This fuck me forever. I'm leaning in. You feel me? Fuck you, Reg. You know what I mean? I love that. You feel me? That's respect, like I said.
Let's talk about Jalen Brunson's place in history. It might feel like it's early to do that, but I would remind you that Jalen is the rare name where we kind of, people our age, have seen almost the entire arc of the existence of that name. And obviously at this point, since Jalen Rose's mom conjured it out of the air, at this point,
she did her thing with that. She did her thing with that. Bro.
There are so many professional athletes named Jalen, but it's also a new name. So I'm curious, where do you see Jalen Brunson falling on the all-time Jalen power rankings? Is he over Jalen Hurts? Is he over Jalen Rose, who obviously deserves a large amount of consideration as the pioneer name bearer? But where do you have Jalen Brunson, Tyler?
No one's ever going to surpass Jalen Rose on the all-time Jalen power rankings. For one, he's the originator, and two, he was the fucking heart and soul and the mouthpiece of the coolest basketball team I've ever seen. You know what I mean? So Jalen is certified as the Jalen GOAT. He started all this shit, and you know, I said, like, he's a cultural legend as well. You know, I was doing some research on Jalen, and it's like a lot of quantity, not really a lot of quality there, dog.
Oh, wow. That's a shame. That name deserves better.
Right, like you know, there's Jalen Hurts. there's Jalen Ramsey. He deserves some on this because there was a time, a few years
He
where
was
he
a
was the
dude.
best cornerback in the world. I'll give him that.
Jalen Hurts shaved the mustache though. He got a drop. When he went barefaced, when he turned into Officer Hurts, we might have to.
No. I'm talking about Jalen Ramsey, the corner.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you said Jalen Hurts and Jalen Ramsey though, right?
Yeah.
I
might put Jalen Ramsey over Jalen Hurts. I might.
I mean, for now, yeah. I mean, I could see that for sure.
Yeah. I think Jalen Hurts has a chance to surpass him, perhaps. But at this moment, I cast my vote with Ramsey. And then there's Jalen Brunson. I might put Jalen Brunson number 2, dog. Maybe prisoner of the moment shit. But like I said, he's gonna go down as one of the most beloved Knicks of all time. He's a fucking incredible. I don't know if anyone has been playing better in these playoffs so far than Jalen Brunson. They said
he had 4. I mean, people were talking about Edwards being the best player in the playoffs, and I mean, I wouldn't argue that, but I mean, a man has got 4 games in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
come on, how do you not say that's the best player?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the playoffs, go ahead.
It's eye test where that he's not a better player than Ant, but like I said, I don't think anyone's having a better postseason.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
If he wins a championship this year, you don't put him over Jalen Rose? If they beat the Celtics and they knock off?
He'll never be over Jalen Rose. Jalen will always be
never. If he wins the next 6 NBA championships, he's not over Jalen Rose.
Because Jalen started the whole Jalen shit, man. There's that.
And then the Fab Five, bro. That's forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's different.
So Jalen Rose
number 1 in New York. Number 1.
He's hit the ceiling. Jalen Brunson's hit the ceiling. He's gotten up to number 2, and nothing he can do will put him at number 1.
That's it, bro. And there's nothing wrong with second place here. You're second to the originator of all this shit.
Who was the first Mike? It was probably an angel or some shit. I don't know.
Is that a biblical name? Is it a biblical name? It feels like it should be. Yeah.
It's an archangel, I believe.
C's and H's and A's and that motherfucker. That shit.
Yeah.
That shit biblical as fuck.
Yeah. John's biblical too, right? That's a.
That's for sure. Hella biblical, nigga. I think there's a book in the Bible named John. Is my trip?
Book of John.
I don't know. I've read the Bible.
It's a big one. Book of John's a big one.
Okay. I forgot, nigga. I read that motherfucker twice. Forgot that shit. Rough.
It was a list of grains. You know what I mean? There's like a section where they're listing all the different types of grains in the Old Testament. I was like, I'm checking out. I'll read the rest of this, but this is not going to stick.
I mean, I was, bro, like I was in that shit. You feel me? Like, yeah. So yeah, I didn't sit down and read the shit like I read an actual book.
Right.
I read that twice over 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, you feel what I'm saying?
We have to talk about it. Do you want to talk about OG Anunoby's face?
Do we have to?
No,
I feel kind of bad. He's so young.
Okay.
I don't want to tell him, man, he look like a coal miner. You know what I mean? You tell a mean joke in the coal mine, brother. I don't want to tell him he look like a Pittsburgh Steeler, bro. Let's move on, dude. I want y'all to clown that man. He seemed like a nice young fellow. You know what I mean? Come on, G. Yeah, he did nothing to nobody.
All right. Okay, let's talk about the temper tantrum that Jamal Murray threw at the end of game 2 of the Nuggets getting thumped out by the Timberwolves. This man really threw a heat pack. Like, what the fuck? So first of all, Clint Parks had a hilarious tweet on Twitter. He said, because everyone was, I mean, not everyone was surprised, but it was obviously notable that the NBA did not suspend him. And Clint Parks says his punishment is having to play in game 3 against the Timberwolves. That's what the punishment is. It would have been letting him off the hook to let him sit for game 3.
Yeah.
You have to play against that defense. Crazy.
Just not a good, last few days for light-skinned Canadians, it seems. With him and Drizzy Drake. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that he wasn't suspended. I honestly don't want him suspended. And it's not on some, the NBA is being favorites to, the Nuggets, trying to get them in the finals and have them win it all and all that. And I feel like if we reach the point where y'all think that the NBA is rigging shit for the Nuggets, like I think we might need to reel it back in. And I also think I think these Wolves are legit enough to beat this team at full strength. And I don't want any excuses if that does indeed happen,
I mean, I don't see how they don't beat them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think they would rig them to beat the future of the NBA for fucking Jamal Murray. Like, I don't see that. But I mean, I get why he would have a fucking fit. Did you see that defense? I'd have a fucking fit too. You know, he was getting fucking. I mean, it's everywhere he turned. You know what I'm saying? So I get. I mean, it's stupid. It's silly.
As he crossed half court,
but
bro.
that man, I mean, that it looked like it was frustrating to play basketball as a Denver Nugget.
Yeah.
So I get why he would feel that way. It's silly, but yeah. I mean, but also everybody knew Denver was going to win the chip until this young buck Ant Edwards comes in here and is fucking talking his shit, feeling himself, dogging their ass. You know what I mean? And like they're getting cooked on the defensive end. It has to be a shock, G. Like they couldn't have seen this coming. Nobody saw this coming. I mean, we did. We at the end of the last series, we said, Timberwolves got a shot.
Yeah, we were like, oh, it might be a series. Yeah,
right. 0-2 in Denver? I'll be frustrated as fuck too when you're supposed to run it back.
Yeah.
Shit.
The Timberwolves have won their 6 playoff games because they're 6-0 still by 25 points, 12 points, 17 points. They closed the Suns out by 6. And then they won by 7, game 1 in Denver, huge win. And then game 2, they won by 26 points. They're missing the defensive player of the year, and they gave up 80 points the season low to win that game by 26.
When's the last time you seen a team as good as Denver look that discombobulated? Like
the
on
Lakers,
the offensive end.
The Lakers playing the Nuggets.
Come on, bro. No, that's not even. We're talking about good teams, not teams we want to be good. Actually, real life good teams. You know what I mean? Like a team that we thought was probably going to win a chip or at least make it through the West.
Yeah, I would say the Heat have done that to the Celtics some. You know what I mean? Like for sure over the year where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? But
Right.
not to this extent where. I mean, I just think we talked about it throughout the Lakers. And first of all, by the way, does this start to make you rethink what we thought about the Lakers a little bit? Because I was for sure one of those people that was like, tough matchup, nothing you could do with the Nuggets. They might have been able to beat anyone else in the West. And
we lied to ourselves.
Yeah.
Lied to ourselves. That's a shame.
Timberwolves will be up 2-0 against the Lakers right now, too, dog. No question.
Nigga,
I don't think game 1 would have been by 7.
Bro, nigga, we wouldn't have won no games of that motherfucker. How we gonna be? We could have barely entered offense with these niggas, bro. The way they play. Can you just try to get post feeds in, turnover city? Fuck that, bro. I'm glad we lost, nigga. Thank you. How ugly would it have gotten if we had to play these niggas, bro? You know what I mean? I had to turn the TV off and lie to the people like I watched the rest of the game. Fuck you mean? Nigga, thank God we lost, bro. You feel me? God knew. Glad he did. Fuck you mean?
All right, let's talk NBA awards. No surprises all the way around. We knew who Rookie of the Year was going to be. We knew who the Defensive Player of the Year was going to be. Jokic MVP for the 3rd time in a row. Did you see the video of Jokic's reaction to the announcement?
Nice.
Yay. That's literally like he like shook his wrist like that, like the way that like when a parking spot is open closer to Trader Joe's, that I'm thinking like that was his reaction to becoming the 9th ever player to win 3 MVPs.
I tell you what, hey, you better start caring about this motherfucking series. I know that's your cute little bit there, but hey, you better lock the fuck in, dog. These motherfuckers ain't playing with you. But yeah, but yeah, shouts to Jokic for winning MVP. I think they got it right. I saw a stat that said that this is the first time in NBA history where a team that was the number 1 seed in the West that had a 30-point per game score, where that guy did not win the MVP since 1967 with Rick Barry. So I mean, Shea like checked all the boxes of the guy who usually does win MVP. Like if you take a team that wasn't the best team, that didn't have the best record in the league last season, and you make them the team with the best record in the league this season, and you're the best player on there, and you're a 30-point per game guy, yeah, you usually those guys usually run away with the MVP. But Jokic he's generational, bro. He's putting on. He is chiseling out a career that is going to go down as one of the greatest. So I ain't mad at it.
I do hate him for Shea though, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
because if not this year, then when? You know,
then win, right? You feel me? And also, what more he could have literally done? He couldn't have done anything better. He had an incredible fucking season. You know what I mean? He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and there was just
it's a market.
Joker exists, the better player. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah,
would you agree that it's the market? I mean, if he did all that with the 1 seed and it's in New York or it's in LA or it's in Boston, he's MVP, correct? I mean, that's like the only thing he could have done is not be on the Thunder, which
it's
is
two
not
small markets though. Denver's a small market too,
but
they
Jokic is not a like.
Yeah,
they won the championship.
He's
Jokic is the guy. Like so, but I had the same thought as you, man. It's like, what else what was he missing on the resume? They were the 1 seed. Like that's an argument against Wemby. Personally, I hate all that shit, dog. I'm sorry. If you're the best defensive player in the league, that's what that award is named. It's not the defensive player of the year on a playoff team. It's a defensive player of the year. If you're doubling up the guy statistically who wins DPOY and your team fucking sucks, why do I give a fuck about I just don't really understand that.
You don't control that. You know,
the playoff seeding is the reward for a team being good. That should not be what individual awards are decided on. And to me, like, if you could average 80 points a game on an NBA team and somehow they finished 15th in the conference, you should be the MVP. You're clearly the most valuable. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really get all that. So that I was more annoyed about the Wemby thing, even knowing it was going to come, because it's just like, what are you really basing this on? That he was valuable to a better team, but was he a better defender than Wemby? And I just personally don't believe that. And I'm a Gobert defender on the situation of missing the game for his kid to be born. But when you miss a game and your team has their best defensive game of the season, you can't tell me it's like he's the most irreplaceable part of that defensive team. Like, you know, he's a great defender, but Wemby did shit we never seen before. So I don't know. All that shit bugs me. But how do you not give it to Shea as the 1 seed, but then you go, well, this dude's team is too bad. He's not even really eligible for anyone to vote for him for this award. I just don't understand the logic of that.
Yeah. I don't think there's a more valuable player on a team than Shea. I think Joker's just that much of a better player. You can't look at that roster OKC and think they're even in the close to the playoffs if they don't have Shea.
Right.
You know what I mean? Without Shea, they're nothing.
And he didn't get him to the 6th seed. He got him to the
number 1 seed. So I don't think there's a more valuable player in the league to a team than Shea. I think Joker's just a much better basketball player, and that's what got him for him. But I mean,
I'm honestly not mad at the defensive player of the year going to Rudy, because, you know, I feel like
best defender on the best defensive team in the league.
Yeah. They for sure took a leap this season on the defensive end. You know what I mean? A huge leap where like I said, it finally, the Gobert trade finally made sense this season. You know, so yeah, I'm not mad at him getting in. Wemby's gonna have his era. He's gonna have his era. He's gonna get 5 or 6 of these motherfuckers, dog. I promise you that. I mean, the kid came in as a rookie, averaging 3.6 blocks per game. And that stat doesn't even tell the whole story, because he averages about 11 hell no's per game when motherfuckers just make a business decision and circle
back. Fact.
You know?
No, that's a fact. And that's where like blocks are kind of similar to interceptions. It's a little bit of a misleading stat. If you affect a game so much that a player on a fast break who's 3 steps in front of you decides he's not going to attempt a shot, that is an impact on the game that we don't have a stat that quantifies that. All we know is that there's certainly no rookies who've had that effect. Who, you know, Mr. Business Decision, Monsieur Business Decision, that's my nickname for him. Like, you have dudes that are all NBA players, like, I'm not going to try this fast break dunk because this fucking alien
going to reach from the free throw line and punch my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway. All right. What do you guys, man, I really wanted some sort of anything out of that fucking Celtics series. That's going to be the most boring shit possible. You must just be the smuggest asshole look at Jackson right now. Look at him.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
There, man.
They'll probably lose game 3 because they just are being stupid for 24 to the 48 minutes.
Do you know what the line is for game 2?
I don't actually. Can I guess?
10.5.
What'd you say?
13.5.
I think it was around there in game 1. I'm gonna say 15.
It's 13.5, Tyler.
Wow.
Bookmaker Jones. That's eerie, bro.
How'd you know that?
Hey.
Man knows ball.
Man knows ball. And that was Line Predictions brought to you by DraftKings.
Can we clip that?
That was pretty good. That's an organic mention.
You feel
right
me?
there.
You feel me?
Extra
God
points.
damn.
But yeah, I mean, I still think it'll probably be 5 just because Donovan Mitchell will probably put up 44 in a game that the Celtics are cold and Cavs will take one, and then we'll.
Can you create a scenario in your head that you're concerned about? Yeah.
For this series? Wow. I mean, I suppose if they lose tomorrow, I'd be like, well, I don't even know.
I just don't see the Cavs
beautiful
making
place to be
threes.
in. As a basketball fan.
We said it at the start. They got an absolutely insane draw.
Right.
Just an insane draw with the Heat, Jimmy being hurt, and now
the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Donovan Mitchell and the Donovan Mitchells. Yeah. Like,
when have you ever been that comfortable as a sports fan?
Kobe
After
and Shaq.
a game on really? Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Kobe and Shaq was a great time to be a sports fan, bro.
That makes sense. You know what I mean?
Never experienced anything like it,
man.
and they were getting stressed in series too. But that was like 20 years pre-Twitter, doing the crying, laughing emoji face in people's face. Like, I mean, we had one kid we knew who was a Kings fan, and it was like, you think they weren't going to fucking beat the Kings? I mean, and they had to do some crazy shit to beat them. And it was still like, fuck, you thought the Sacramento Kings were going to beat, like, that was just 3 straight years of being the most obnoxious Twitter troll in the world, but with it's the car flag era of being a Lakers fan. That's it, the car flag era, bro.
When they lost to the Sixers in game 1, were there any nerves?
Yeah, there were. Yes.
Okay.
There were.
Okay.
I had.
You thought Allen Iverson could beat that team by himself,
but then like a quarter into game 2, you're like,
okay, because McKee was the second best player on that team.
You're right.
Aaron McKee, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think, and as great as Kobe was, and obviously they had the role players and shit, but rooting for prime Shaq on your favorite basketball team is like, I wish everyone got to everyone should get a VR headset with that experience. It was the greatest thing in the fucking world, bro. Like, you just were. I can only
imagine.
I mean, he just, because his footwork was so good. He's so fast in the playoffs when he was working hard. He was so strong. He's played himself into shape by the time the playoffs start, obviously. And guys are just flying off of him. All NBA defenders into the third row. Like, it was just like, I don't know. It was like being bullied at school and it turns out your dad is Superman or something. It just, you know what I mean? It just was like, oh, here he comes. All right. That's all the basketball stuff we got. You guys want to talk about the fact that a presidential candidate in the United States of America revealed today that he had a parasitic brain worm in his brain and it ate part of his fucking brain, bro? What the fuck is going on?
Didn't he say that motherfucker's just still there, just dead, just like floating or some shit? Did he say that?
Because I don't think they can pull it out.
I'm not familiar with this at all. What is this true or is he tweaking?
No, if he's making it up, I would really have to question what the motivation would be there. This would be the most hypochondriac shit ever if he makes it up. Yeah, his campaign announced today. They said that the worm that ate part of his brain will not affect his ability to serve as president. RFK Jr.
That's a crazy.
That's a movie
that's
statement.
Crazy.
That's a movie. That's a dollar movie statement. You know what I mean? That's some shit. Movie statement. You feel me? That's a true like that's like. You feel me? That it should never be said in real life. Insane.
Yeah.
How the fuck does a worm even get to your brain, dog? I've never heard of such.
Let's see.
Heard of like heartworms and all that type of shit, but
a brain
worm.
Let me read this from a Vanity Fair story. The New York Times revealed Wednesday that in a 2012 divorce deposition, Kennedy said that 2 years prior, he was experiencing such severe memory loss and mental fogginess that a friend worried he had a brain tumor. After Kennedy underwent brain scans, several doctors concluded that a dark spot was a tumor, and he was scheduled for a procedure at Duke University. Before he departed, Kennedy got a call from a doctor who'd come to a different conclusion, which was that the dark spot was not a tumor, but a dead parasite. The abnormality on the scan, Kennedy said in the deposition, was caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died.
How?
How did the worm get into Kennedy's brain?
Twofold.
Infectious
No,
disease
not how
specialist.
it died. I'd be like, damn, my brain that weak, nigga. Like you ate my shit and died. I'd be kind of, but like, yeah, how to get into his
Infectious
brain?
disease specialists and neurosurgeons who have not treated Kennedy told the Times that the worm was likely a pork tapeworm larva.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't want to know about this.
Awesome.
I regret reading this.
Okay, but how did it get in his brain? How did it get
A person
there?
gets neurocysticercosis by swallowing microscopic eggs passed in the feces of a person who has an intestinal pork tapeworm. For example, a person eats undercooked infected pork and gets a tapeworm infection in the intestines. She passes tapeworm eggs in her feces. If she doesn't wash her hands properly after using the bathroom, she may contaminate food or surfaces with feces containing these eggs. These eggs may be
This nigga
swallowed.
don't wash his hands, bro.
This is worse than the brain worms.
Yeah, so this man just told us he was out here eating raw pork and shitting and not wiping his hands. How are you equipped to lead this country, bro? There's just so many bad decisions there. Besides, just who you are, the entire fucking essence of fucking RFK.
That feels like some Illuminati shit, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eating raw pork meat. You know what I mean? Is that like that's how you get in?
That's the code word.
Yeah, you feel?
That's how you get in.
You know what I mean?
Eat the pork.
There's a
tapeworm larva
barbershop
feces.
nigga going ham with this shit right now, dog. You feel me? He finna connect a whole bunch of dots, nigga. He finna, hey, tomorrow I got my haircut tomorrow too. I can't wait to pull up. You feel me?
Let your barber find out that a Jewish person owns that pork farm, bro. And it's
Can we? You. Oh, bro.
All right.
Nasty, dog. That shit crazy.
I thought it was like, oh, he's like a rich dude. He's probably like in the wrong river. You know what I mean? Like he was probably in a river in the Amazon or some shit that has it. Like, no, he just was doodling and
the motherfucker just ate a pink pork chop and took a shit and ain't washed his hands, dog. Like this is what happened here. Why did he even tell us this?
You know too much about racist niggas, Mike.
Hey, bro.
There's a lot of wild, ignorant shit that be said, bro. Did you go to black barbershops? That's crazy.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's move on.
Shit. Horrible.
I would say this. It's bad to obviously eat uncooked pork, poop, not wipe your hands, and then cook food and then eat that food. This is a harsh penalty for that. Having a worm in your brain that's eating your brain. That's a harsh penalty. Wash your hands, kids. It sounds like a boogeyman story. If you don't wash your hands, you're going to get a worm in your brain that eats your brains, makes your doctors think you got cancer in your brain. Like it sounds like something you'd threaten an 11-year-old with. You know what I mean?
Also, don't eat raw pork. Let's start with that too. Like let's raw pork, wash your hands. These are all things that probably should have been done. You can't eat raw pork, right? Like that's that ain't the move, bro. Like this ain't seafood, my nigga. Move smooth, G.
I think of like there's no
raw pork dish I've ever eaten, bro.
You can't eat that shit. You'll get that.
Ain't no
vanilla, all types of shit, dog.
Also, as a shorty, bro, like I don't know, Tyler. Did you ever eat well?
What did he eat then?
Done steaks. You said what?
What did he
bro,
eat?
That's what he ate. That's what I'm saying. Hey, bro, that's what I'm saying. A barbershop nigga finna go say some real dumbass shit real soon, including pork. But I mean, like, Tyler, did you ever eat, like, how long did it take you to get away from well done meat?
My pops was a medium steak guy his whole life. My mom was
Oh
always
wow.
my mom was always well done, and I didn't try like a medium steak till I was like 12 or 13, and my pops put me on game. Right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like that's definitely a thing Black parents do. Where even
For
we go out, we
sure.
like our steak, the kids gonna eat their steak well done. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it was I remember being a kid and motherfuckers would ask me how I'm like, niggas get it? Anything other than well done? That's crazy. You feel me? And then as we get older, like it's like, bro, like I'm eating this boot, nigga. This shit tastes like a Timberland. You know what I mean? You probably don't get it cooked well, but like, dog, I can't imagine like raw pork. If that's the way they cook it, nigga, I'm not there yet. You feel me? Like
I love
not even medium.
Like I love bacon so much, but uncooked bacon is nasty. Like
Bro,
I like
the texture.
Yeah. There are times when I look at raw steak and I'm like, I could see what would be appealing about this to a wolf. You know what I mean? It's like this, like, I don't want to bite into it, but I could see, you know what I mean? Like it feels like a steak. Uncooked bacon or pork does not feel even like meat almost. It's like you got to apply some flame, bro.
Put some heat on that motherfucker. What you on, man?
My grandma, God rest her soul, and she was an incredible cook of Italian food, but she would make steak in the toaster oven was how she cooked her steak. And so it was beyond well done. It was very well done.
Wait,
it was exceptionally well done.
Wait.
She would set the toaster oven at like 400 or whatever and put the steak in there on a little thing with some tinfoil on it. And she would bring it out. And they were like, they were Italian. They grew up during the Depression, all this other shit. So they were like, he's growing. We have to give him, like, I would go over there and they would just like, bam.
They just made you a
it,
burger,
like,
basically.
Bam.
Yeah.
Basically. But yeah, but the first time my mom cooked steak, medium rare, was like the gates of heaven opening.
Yeah. I vividly remember the first time I had a piece of my dad's medium steak. I was like, holy shit. I was like, you're telling me that steak doesn't taste like wallets? It's not supposed to, that's not how it's supposed to taste. I was
crazy.
Like, this is crazy.
I told you about the first time I cooked a steak, right? In college?
No.
Did I tell you about that? Oh
No.
my God. I thought I've been told y'all. I couldn't cook at all. I just learned how to cook like 2 years ago, brother. You feel like I'm keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was born and I figured it out. You know what I mean? Dog. The first time I cooked the steak, I had food stamps. So I'm like, I'm going crazy. Like, I'm getting, what's that spicy mustard? What's it called? Grey Poupon. You know what I mean? I'm getting all that shit. I bought me a little strip steak. I thought I was doing my thing. You feel me? I'm like, put this on 350 and bake it for 20 minutes. I pulled that bitch out, was like, like, what the fuck is this? It was horrible. I'm trying to cut through that shit. I didn't know any. I told my dad, I'm like, I tried to cook a steak. I called him up. He was like, what did you do? After he laughed for fucking 10 minutes and clowned the shit out of me and disrespected my ass, then he told me like what I should be doing. But yeah, bro, like crazy. I had no idea what I was doing.
This is a true story. I know I do not generally tell this story because I don't like making fun of my grandma. But the one time, everyone in my family knows the story. I went over to her house and my brother very politely was like, what if you did it at like 300 instead of 450?
Yeah.
And she pulled the steak out and it was like juicy. It wasn't medium rare. I like medium rare steak. It was probably like medium well, but
you
it
like
was
medium rare? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was so much juicier and tastier that I was like scarfing it down. I was like 13, 14 years old, something like that. Eating like a fucking, like teenagers eat, just the whole steak up. I started choking. I didn't chew a piece of meat enough. And I was like full on, like couldn't, like turning purple. And my grandma, God rest her soul, was like 5'1". She grew up, she malnourished in the fucking Depression. She's trying to give me the Heimlich, but it was like, I couldn't even feel it. My brother, who was like 9 at the time, but he was a big, burly 9-year-old, knocked my grandma out of the way, gave me the Heimlich so hard he broke my rib.
That happened though, right? Yeah.
Yep. And I blew the steak up, and then that's the only reason I'm still here is because my brother.
God damn.
Nigga, could you ever bully him after that?
Oh, hell yeah. I bullied him that night. Are you kidding me?
Nigga, he saved your life, Mike.
Yeah. So you must really love me.
Right. Ass nigga. Any real young brother would have let me die. Fuck, nigga. You know, that's crazy as hell.
You think I would have given you the Heimlich?
Right. You love me. You broke a rib. You love me so much, brother. God damn. Your brother was supposed to wear boots. Your brother was supposed to be a boot wearing motherfucker. He earned it right, dog. Man, that's crazy. Kudos to him. That's crazy. I'm happy he did that too, bro. Damn. That's
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
Where was your granddad at?
He wasn't home. I don't know. He was probably playing golf. My grandpa played golf most of the time.
Oh, wow.
he played a lot of golf.
He's living my dream.
Yeah, he was. That's a fact. All right, before we get out of here, we gotta clean up a little bit more on we used to call it the Drake Kendrick segment, and now I think we call it the Kendrick Drake segment. But man, the internet is really opinionated about this Drake guy. Jenkins and Jonez Twitter feed has been really clogged up for the last week or so. Has anything happened to change anyone? There's no new music out. Has anything happened to change either of your feelings about anything? And what do you think of the response very emotional response to John suggesting that this affects Drake's legacy?
I mean, I think the biggest takeaway as the days progress and we're not getting any new music and it's still buzzing is this shit ain't going away, dog. This shit is not going away. We've reached the point now where it's like the memes are happening, where we've got animators making funny ass clips of this shit. And it's like, it's kind of reminiscent to when, he turned Meek Mill into a laughingstock on the internet during that battle. Kendrick Meek Mill this dude, bro. Like, we saw that there was a wrestler at AEW when they had a show in Canada, and he cracked the joke about how he was going to beat another wrestler's ass the way Kendrick beat Drake. And the crowd went wild in Canada. Bro, like I said, as time keeps going on and we haven't gotten any music and this shit just keeps getting bigger and bigger, it's not going away.
My wife showed me a picture of her homegirl who lives in Toronto, and there was a sign outside of a bar that said Kendrick won.
Damn.
In Toronto. Like, bruh, you feel me? And this is the thing with me, like, me saying this affects his legacy. Like, we talked about this in a group chat. Like, Jay-Z, niggas lose beefs, you know what I'm saying? But when you're turned into a laughing stock, I sent y'all a video of a nun dancing a BBL Drizzy. Nigga, the entire world is laughing at this nigga, bro. He came out of this beef looking like a culture vulture that his whole, you know what I'm saying, his whole way of being is a facade. You know what I mean? They're dropping videos like, Kendrick didn't have to give context or proof because everybody was dropping videos of Kendrick talk on dates with folks talking about the people who he mimics now or he imitates now. You know what I mean? Were ignorant for speaking in a particular way. Like, it's looking real nasty for him. I don't think I've seen this since like Ja Rule 50. Where like you made a nigga look where it's low key and booed when you're playing a song you were just dancing to 2 weeks prior. They're booing Drake songs in the club. Like, you're made a laughing stock in front of the world. I haven't seen this in a long time. So that's why I say it affects his legacy. Also, when you've seen him go up against, God MCs, he's got, dude, like Pusha T, did he win anything? You know what I'm saying? He lied talking about, I got this crazy ass fucking, song that's gonna, I can't even drop, it's too crazy. He did a similar thing with this. He's gotten circles wrapped around him against real ones. You feel me? Like, if you're getting embarrassed against the best rappers, like it's one thing losing, but getting embarrassed, bro, that affects your legacy. Instead of looking like a rapper that makes popular music, you like a pop star that, just happens to rap, nigga. You feel me? Because when it's time to rap and bar up, you getting smoked. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm at with it. And I think, like, I said, fuck all the numbers. Like, it's cool in music and in record books and all that shit. But when the real ones are talking rap, the motherfuckers that he wants to respect him, they'll remember this shit. And they're going to be the ones saying, I don't know if he got smoked like this against Pusha T. And Kendrick, in every way, he lost. He didn't make the best song. He wasn't funnier. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have the best bars.
He didn't do the best numbers. He didn't do the best numbers.
He didn't do the best numbers. in every way he lost. And I think this is kind of like the reason I say it'll affect his career too, because Drake is on the down, you know what I'm saying? Like he's on the down side of his career. You know, he's not making his hit slap, his shit ain't slapping as much. He's not as popping as much.
Yeah, I don't think that's I would say I don't even think that's an insult either. Like he was
no,
so
he was
just inevitably.
Yeah.
There was years when like every I mean, when I was listening to the radio, every other song it felt like Drake was featured or it was a Drake song. You know, there wasn't very few people that have reached as big as he is, if anybody. You know what I mean? But like he's on the downside where his music don't really move people as much. You know what I mean? So like you don't have the opportunity to you lost your fastball a little bit. So and you have to make up for this type of a loss without the fastball. I don't know, G. We'll see.
Yeah, you know, like you said, it's for sure a legacy altering moment for Drake. We'll see if it affects his success or his bottom line. We'll see how the fans are going to stick beside him. But as far as like discussions about you wanting to be a God MC, about you wanting to be someone who got that pen working, of you wanting to be a guy who gets in the trenches and gets busy. No, you're not. You are not one of them. You know, because not only did you because, you know, like you said, you know, Jay-Z took a loss. Yeah, plenty of all-time greats have a loss on their resume. But, you know, like that one loss is like, okay, shit happens. You can't win them all. But when you get two high-profile losses, right? Like that shit from shit happens to, bro, you're just not built like this. This just ain't for you. You just aren't built, you know, to get in the trenches and battle. You're not that guy. And the thing is, he didn't just lose to Pusha T and Kendrick. He got embarrassed by both of them.
And that's the thing. Like Jay lost. He got embarrassed. There's a big difference there. You feel me?
Yeah, and it's so funny because the two losses just illustrate just such a poignant point of, bro, you do not belong in the same ring with us. You know what I mean? With Pusha T, it's like, no, I really do this. You're a pop star. Stay over there. Same shit with Kendrick. Kendrick's like, no, motherfucker, I'm huge. I'm the second biggest rapper in the world, but I still get busy with this shit. You're not like me either, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been like the biggest takeaway from these L's that he took from Push and Kendrick. It's like, you're just not them. You know, and you want to be them. You like I said, you go to URL battles. You want to be that guy, but you're just not, dude.
And when he lost to Pusha, there was questioning his pen because they said he had ghostwriters. You feel what I'm saying? When he lost to Kendrick, they were questioning like where he belongs in the culture. You feel me? These are big things to be questioning about a dude that is in rap. That is supposed to be a God MC, bro. Like these are foundational things that are being taken away from your legacy. You feel me? So that's why I feel like you standing on shaky ground, nigga, after these two beefs. And you can still make bops for the, you know, maybe you make a couple bops and, you know, people forget, but the ones you want to remember and respect will not.
Because ultimately, like there obviously is a demonstration of skill. There's all this other stuff when you talk about two guys going back and forth, but it really is like fundamentally, it's like a PR campaign. Who can change the narrative about the other person the most? Do you feel differently about Pusha T than you did before his skirmish with Drake? If you do, it's almost certainly you have more respect for him. But did you change the way you felt about Drake after that? Yes. That's why he lost. You could say whatever about, oh, I have people laughing and pushing whatever, but he changed the opinion. You talked about the ghostwriter and obviously you're hiding a child. That is a meme reference. People use you are hiding a blank as that is a running joke off of Drake. And it's the same thing with Kendrick. Does anyone feel differently about Kendrick? Like Drake lobbed allegations at him. I'm not saying that it's not fuck Kendrick if the allegations aren't true, but sure. I don't log on to the internet and see people like casual rap fans, non-interested parties feeling differently versus LeBron James somewhere. Like Drake's people that he wants to respect him. LeBron James was somewhere dancing to Not Like Us, bro. You know, like
trying to see what?
Like with his stiff ass hips.
Right.
That man Kendrick told LeBron to keep his whole family away from that motherfucker. Like, no.
So, but that's like, but you can't say you can't say that Drake, or even if you think Drake's a better rapper, even if you're such a Drake stan, you think his songs are better, whatever else, you can't say that Drake changed the public narrative about Kendrick more than Kendrick changed the public narrative about Drake. No one could believe that credibly because it's clearly not the case.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Kendrick's boosted his resume off that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like a definitive moment in a Hall of Fame career for an all-time great rapper right now. Like we're gonna look back on this as perhaps the best performance in battle in rap beef history when we look back at this coming from Kendrick. Because the songs that he gave us, like for one, you got the verse on like that Heater. Then Euphoria, crazy. Then 616 in LA, crazy. Then fucking Meet the Grams, Sinister. That shit like a fucking just a
menacing
record.
Yeah.
And then you got this fucking Heater, Not Like Us. That's the biggest fucking single in the world right now. Like I said, we're gonna look back on this and be like, this was the greatest performance in a rap beef that we ever saw coming from Kendrick.
One thing I think though is I don't know if Drake had enough disdain in him to be able to battle with Kendrick. Kendrick really hated him. But Drake, I feel, wants the respect that he's not getting from Kendrick. In some way, he's like, he desires that. Kendrick doesn't give a fuck about
it's authenticity.
Drake.
It's authenticity.
So like, Drake just came and did Drake shit. And Kendrick upped it on his ass. Like, this is who I really could be in this motherfucker if I wanted to. You know what I mean? But let me go back and do my art shit. You know what I mean? Because I could really wear all y'all niggas out. And I think we talked about J. Cole. You see the picture on the beach? You see him on the beach?
Decision maker of the year,
decision in rap history, bro. I know these niggas. This is real hate. You know what I mean? Yo, I don't belong in this. And he is right. He is right. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be on that side of history, and at the end of the day, he's like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with this. And it wasn't his business. And he did the exact thing. And we talked so much shit. I was like, nigga, it's just rap. It's just rap. What you scared of? You feel me?
Hands up if you fuck that one up. I mean,
nigga, blew it.
Accountability in media. You were right to set this one out.
Protect your peace, my G. Congrats to you. You made a great decision. And fuck us. Fuck me. You know what I mean? You made the right decision for you. Though, there's a lesson there. There's a lesson to be learned for sure. You said what, Tyler? What'd you say?
I still think that shit is hilarious, though. I don't think this takes any of the humor away from the situation of a motherfucker just hitting the Grandpa Simpson meme on a fucking rap beef. You know what I mean? So it's
funny, but I think it's not as funny being that I understand it so much. I thought it was just for me when I first saw it, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. It was unfathomable, bro. You are one of the best rappers in the world. This just ain't rap, nigga. It ain't just about rap. This is real hate, motherfucker. You know what I mean? He coming for people's necks. Let me get out the way. I got children to feed. You know what I mean?
It's a beach right over here. Like, he took a picture with that fan. She walked up on him. He was sitting on the beach writing.
Bro,
like,
nigga, probably not even raps. Poetry. You know what I mean?
He was writing prayers of gratitude to his own decision making.
To his God. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah. First ballot Hall of Fame decision maker. All right. That's all the time we got for today. If you want more Jenkins and Jonez in your life, I have good news for you. We're going live on Thursday. Since we got two games from different series on Thursday, we'll be live tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on the podcast, youtube.com/@JenkinsandJonez. You can come hang out with us after Thursday's games. You could throw some stuff in the chat. I haven't asked Jackson about the chat. Jackson, are we missing anything we should be responding to?
Just some good commentary and jokes about the Drake Kendrick stuff. One person, who was it? Paul said he went to trivia in Detroit tonight and Drake got booed because he was an answer. Elijah said, yeah.
That's Detroit would be towards the top of the list of cities I don't want mad at me.
Exactly. Yeah. But also, like, that's a big music city. You know what I'm saying? Detroit gets hella respect in this space where he's in, and they booing that man. At trivia.
You're getting booed at trivia.
At the mere mention of him. Not even his music, bro.
By the nerds. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. By the nerds. I respect a good trivia player too, though. That's no, you know what I mean?
My wife, all-time trivia.
Bro, I already know that.
Knower.
You probably cold too, ain't you?
I have like things like specific windows. I think if you put Tyler, Shar, and Rodney together, you and me could like keep them entertained while they were winning. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna crack a couple jokes, brother. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anybody want drinks? Someone run to the bar. You know what I mean? Mike, Tyler, what you drinking? It's on me, brother.
I'm right there with you, bro. I might like Tyler might he might remember something very specific with like a 2 words in the wrong place, and I'd be like, oh, wasn't it this? Yeah. Like that's what I would contribute.
I probably got one good surprising answer, like some
every
weird
night.
Shit that I remember.
For sure.
But that's I'm not the ringer. I'm a definitely a role player. I'll enter the offense. That's all we gonna do. You know what I mean?
I'm Hartenstein. Sure. I'm gonna give you one offhanded pass that's better than you expect it to be.
Right. That's me. Yeah, I respect it. Also, I do call my barber out on the bullshit. We got to do that. I just wanted that to be known. I do check my barber when he be on that weirdo shit. I just want that to be known by the folks. That's my nigga, but I do be checking him. But anyway.
I only check people with my ethnicity on their beliefs.
I get that. I get that.
I've never told him. Yeah, for sure. I've never told him.
Bro, look at it this way.
That's a little over the line on gay people. Like I never said it, bro.
I'll be saying it like, come on, man. Look at it this way. You feel me? And he'll get a little more reasonable when I say that. I feel it's my responsibility.
Does he get a little annoyed at you? Like, let me have fun. Like, I'm the barber.
When it's just ridiculous shit. Ridiculous shit that doesn't matter and it's not hurtful, I'll be like, yo. So tell me more. You know what I mean? When he's talking about Jesus coming back on a spaceship, you know what I mean? Oh, bro, let's run it. But when he's talking about shit that
what kind of engines does it have?
Right. When he's talking about like shit could be right. How many? You know what I mean? Full exhaust. You know what I mean? How many horse HP does that motherfucker run? You know what I mean? No, but let's get into it, brother. You know what I mean? But
what's the max speed? How fast is the Jesus spaceship go?
How does Mach 12 feel? You know what I mean? To Jesus, does he feel it? But I mean, like, but when it's hurtful shit, I'm like, come on, bro. You feel me? Because it's my homie. I got to be able to tell him that. We got to have these conversations. So yeah.
Anything else from the chat, Jackson? Sorry, we sort of ran away with that one.
No, that was just about it. Other than that's okay. Other than Elijah said that the streets are saying Adonis is going to be mad when Drake steals his girlfriend.
Oh, that made my stomach hurt.
God.
Oh, that's
jeez.
Bro, did y'all see that comment section on Nice Kicks posted the Nikes that he's dropping? Have y'all seen the comment section on that?
Nah.
Inflamed, bro.
A comment section from Nice Kicks is getting flamed.
So he is getting flamed. Someone said, I bet you won't have I bet you won't press these up in size 7, because he tried to crack the little Kendrick joke and shit. But
that's cool.
They're calling them like the pedophile 8s and all that shit. Like, the internet's turning on this dude, bro. He's got like 1 million dislikes on Heart 6.
That's
on YouTube.
Wild.
That is crazy,
I mean, this is the thing. Like, that feels like Ja. That feels like one day you, the coldest motherfucker, everybody listening to your shit, and you played everywhere, and then the next day you a wankster, nigga, and nobody wants to be associated with you. You know what I mean?
It's the same shit. 50 Cent and Kendrick posed the same fundamental question. Y'all really like this motherfucker for real?
Let me ask you a question. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody ever asked the niggas a question. Look at this nigga. You know what I mean? Like, should he be saying nigga? Well, it's a little cringe. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, though. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, crazy.
The homie Chris Leeper Rosebug 22 on Twitter, who's been a longtime listener to the show, just tweeted at us a library's TikTok making fun of Drake using an ostrich puppet, bro. I mean, like, I just like an honest to God ostrich puppet. Look at it.
This
is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know. The Kendrick, I don't know if y'all have seen this or if this is big outside of Southern California, but the that certified boogeyman, that's one that will live forever. Like every high school football player is going to have that in his bio for fucking 6 years. You know what I mean? Like everyone's taking that here. All the young kids are taking that and running with it. And I told y'all, a friend of mine who teaches at Poly, they said like he did a poll and it was like the children have turned on Drake. And obviously we're on kind of Kendrick's home turf out here, but like,
yeah,
this, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Spooky.
Yeah, that certified boogeyman. That's and the thing is, he said that after he said the line that I think is like definitive of the whole beef, where he said, "Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas." Like that's been his whole thesis statement. That's
what made me want to dance.
Impression,
Nigga,
bro.
just
That's a
hearing
good
that.
Kendrick impression,
Sometimes you
Tyler.
gotta pop out and show niggas.
You
I don't
gotta
know what
pop
time
out
it is.
and show
dude.
niggas. Certified boogeyman. Run the skull on him. Yeah, like he, bro. Just like I said, I think it's the best performance we've ever seen in a rap beef ever.
It's just crazy. He outbopped Drake though. So this is your dude, right? Let me show you what time it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm not only gonna beat him on my shit while I'm a better rapper, I'm gonna go to his arena and play an away game and cook this fucking nigga.
Yeah.
Insane, bro.
All right, y'all. Like I said, we'll be live again on Thursday night.
Last comment from the chat before we go. I apologize for stepping on your outro, Mike. Paul chimed back in and said the situation is getting a bit untenable for Mr. Craig.
That's the worst insult you can have.
Indeed, that's
You know,
that's a great way to end. We needed that. That was a good, nice little period on in this pod.
That's the meanest thing anyone said about him. He's a certified untenable, bro. That's tough. All right, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.